kitchen. This is all very lockdown, isn't it? We're just going to start inside for this bit because our film and video skills aren't good enough yet to deal with the windy weather in our village. So we're going to do the intro inside and then we're going to go outside. So I talked on the blog today about how it's quite important for lockdown but also for general outdoor ed practice to know about different bits of kit for cooking on. A huge part of what we do in our work is to do with food, preparing food, sharing food and cooking it. And right now in lockdown we aren't able to have a big open fire where we live. It's a bit antisocial because we live quite close to people and our garden isn't really designed for it. But we have been using these other things. So you will recognise some of this. I'm just going to tell you what they are and what the fuel is, and then we'll go into more detail about how they come apart. So we'll start with the piece of kit that lots of people are very familiar with, particularly in forest school, and that's the Kettle. We've got a few of these so we can take them out on expeditions if the expedition isn't very far, but we wouldn't take it on an expedition where obviously we've got to be careful about the weight that we're carrying. And although in a sense this does use fire, it's a useful piece of kit because you make the fire in a fire bowl, and so it can make it a safer option when you want the novelty of making a fire, but you want to make sure that the environment where you're going to make it is going to be safe and really looked after. So the fuel for the Kettle is solid fuel, so wood, and then it's also the piece of kit that if you're trying to teach how to light fire, then you can use cotton wool for tinder, and also it's a piece of kit where you can also use the fire steel. The next most well-known piece of kit is probably the Trangia, and that's mainly probably because it's used a lot by Duke of Edinburgh students. This is a slightly smaller version, I think, and one of the reasons why this is used such a lot, I think, because it can all pack down into a small light package, easy to put in your rucksack. And then the fuel that you use for that is meths, or this one we've got bioethanol spirit fuel, or you can get a special container that goes in there and use gel fuel, and that is supposed to be safer. If you're on a Duke of Edinburgh expedition, they are not keen at all on you using the fuel in a bottle. You have to have a special bottle with a special safety valve. That's really important. So in our general practice, we use these quite a lot, jet boils, and they're really useful for taking out on expeditions. They're light, they're compact, and you can then use that for any food or any drink that you just add hot water to. We've got two here. The fuel for jet boil is gas, and we usually have these all in a kit all together. We call this our brew kit, and you can see we've got some bags ready with a cup of soup and tea bags and some long life milk in there. We've got two jet boils because we are usually working with groups, and then that means that we can pretty quickly get everybody a hot drink or a just add water snack if they need it. We also might use that for making instant pot noodles and those kinds of things, or do-it-yourself pot noodles is another way that we use these. They've actually become really important in what we do, and even if we're not actively deciding to use it in our sessions, we have it in our kit as part of our safety equipment, if you like, just in case we need to get somebody a warm drink to warm them up, or just for morale or whatever. It's a really good bit of kit. Lastly, this is kind of our wild card, and it's not something that lots of people are necessarily using, and we have this more for our family use when we're out camping, because it's a really good, reliable bit of kit. This is a Coleman unleaded stove, and one of the reasons why we've got this is because basically it will run on unleaded petrol if you can't find fuel anywhere. So if you're in the middle of nowhere and you can't find a camping shop, it's fine, because you can basically run it on petrol. We have to make sure that we always have the funnel to pour it in, otherwise it's a bit dangerous, and it also has a filter in the funnel. It's a really good, consistent, powerful flame. You could cook for a group just with that, and we have done if we needed to. This is the fuel that you can buy in the outdoor shops if you want to take that route. We have also taken all of this kit on a regular basis to use with our groups to demonstrate how different pieces of kit work, how you put them together, how long they take to boil water or to cook a meal. I think it's really important to understand how you can make food outside for yourself, in the wild, in the middle of nowhere, on a camping trip, just for fun or for education. Having this knowledge of different ways to do that is really important to us.